Mad Max coming to you live from Closeout Bats, and today I'm talking about Easton BBCOR baseball bats from 2019. And right here I'm going to have the new lineup of Easton BBCOR baseball bats. So rather than just a quick overview and like a 1 minute video, this is going to be kind of closer to like that 10 minute kind of video. We're going to give a history of some of the bats and stuff and how Easton has come up with these 2019 products. So first up, we're going to have the Project 3. So that's going to be the whole name of the whole lineup. It's kind of got that nickname Project 3. The idea is that in 2014, it was created by Easton Sporting Goods. And what this Project 3 is ultimately, it's a lab where Easton has come up with some of these new designs. And for the first time, they have put these new designs out there on the market and kind of have obviously done their research. And they've put a lot of work behind these bats. It doesn't mean that in the past 2015, 16, 17, and 18 that their bats were lacking. It's just these are newer technology that they had the plans of introducing for 2019 when they created that Easton Advanced Labs. So first up, we're going to have the Project 3 Advanced. So what this bat is called the Project 3 Advanced. It's going to be composite barrel with that composite handle. Now, where has this bat come from? Where have we seen this bat before? This bat has been the Mako. It then was the Ghost. So those have been the last bats for the last, let's say, 5 to 7 years. We saw the Mako, that orange and white bat, explode on the scene. It was pretty much everything you ever wanted in a bat. It had the longest barrel, and it had the lightest swing weight to it as well, which is really key for those players that wanted kind of a little bit of both. It was really that awesome chocolate vanilla swirl that we like to call of that ice cream where you got the best of both worlds in that bat. Then we saw the Ghost, which was essentially very similar, just some upgrade in technology when it came to the handle, when it came to the composite in the barrel. And then we're going to have the Project 3 Advance. So what makes this bat a little bit different than, say, the Mako Beast or, say, the Ghost? Well, first off, it's going to have a new composite to it. It's called the Launch Composite, which it's going to be weaved a different way for hotter out of the wrapper use. And then you're going to see a little bit different performance, a little bit different sound to it as well. And these are going to be different type of technologies between the Project 3 Advanced and, say, the Mako Beast and the Ghost BBCOR baseball bat. Great looking bat too as well. We're going to have a new end cap, which is going to be that speed end cap we're going to see on a couple of these different Easton bats. So you're going to have a speed balance and you're going to also have a pro balance. The pro balance is going to leave a little bit more end weight to it. These bats feel really nice in my hands. I can tell you this. This bat has everything you ever want in it. So it's going to have that launch composite, which is going to be weaved a different way. So that's what you're going to see as far as a difference between that Mako Beast, that Ghost bat. Different type of composite, different sound, different feel. And so far, so good. Some of the feedback that we're getting out of the kids out of the gate are they really like this bat. Easton did a good job to kind of regain some popularity when it came time for that BBCOR baseball area. Then it's going to have a new connection piece, which is going to be that ISO Q connection piece right there. That ISO connection piece you're going to see, which is going to ultimately be a newer type of connection piece, which is going to give a little bit more of that obviously stiffer feel to it. It's also going to create no vibration. So that's key when it comes to this piece. So you're going to see that new connection piece right there. It's pretty key to kind of zoom in and obviously take a look at that. Really nice looking piece and obviously does the job too. We're going to have a new lizard skin grip. So all these Project 3 bats are going to come with a lizard skin custom to Easton baseball bats as well. And then they're going to have, which the video isn't going to do justice, but if you get a chance to obviously pick one of these up at a local sporting goods store, or if you're lucky enough to come in here to close out bats and test out the bat, it's going to have this power boost knob, which is essentially going to be a soft knob, which is going to give a little bit more leverage to the player when they're coming through the zone and give a little bit more power and kind of help with all that stuff. So that's going to be the Project 3 Advance. Really nice bat. And then it's going to also have this different finish to it. These lines that are going to ultimately obviously be on the bat. People are saying, hey, does that grip the ball better? We've seen stuff like this before on, say, that LXT and that Xeno bat from Louisville Southern Fast Pitch. It doesn't really have any effect on it. Obviously, they wouldn't have gotten improved if it's giving the, advantage to the player, but it does feel pretty sweet and something to kind of note about as well. So that's going to be your Project 3. That's going to be your advanced bat. Next, you're going to have the 13.6 from Easton. Now, what 13.6 is, for anybody that's kind of, let's say, more of that, I guess you could say science person or whatnot, or wants to know the technology on the bats, 13.6, how they got this name is it's going to be metal barrel with the composite handle. And on the periodic table, that's what you're going to find. It's going to be 13.6 for aluminum and then that composite. So this bat is going to be that hybrid bat. I really, obviously this is, video on all the different bats and kind of giving obviously kind of the benefits, and we're not going to take sides as far as this bat's better than that bat, but I will say this: the alloy barrel composite handle bat seems to be a dying bat. We call it the dinosaur because, I mean, every manufacturer has one, but every manufacturer has like 2 aluminum bats, 2 composite bats. Each manufacturer is still only pumping one of these bats out. So it does seem like it is kind of that dying bat. You're going to have alloy barrel, composite handle, and it is going to have that connection piece that we saw on the Mako Beast, that we saw on that Ghost bat. So it's still going to have that. We'll have upgraded aluminum to it, and nobody does a better job in their aluminum category as far as expanding that sweet spot. So people always say, what's the advantage? What do I get with a composite bat and an aluminum bat? You're going to see that the composite bat, I mean, side by side, you're going to get a little bit more of that sweet spot with it. You'll see right there that we'll try to get it as close as possible. You're going to see it's going to extend down a little bit further right there, and you get more of that sweet spot. But nobody does a better job than Easton than expanding that sweet spot on an alloy barrel bat. So that's what you're going to get out of something like this. This one will ultimately take away any vibration because it will have that connection piece. It will be that Project 3 bat. This bat, is to note, does not have that power boost knob, so it's not going to be that soft, cushiony knob to it. It will just have that regular knob, but it does have that custom lizard skin grip. Where does this bat compare to bats out there in the market? The Voodoo, the 719, and the Cat 8 Connect would all compete in this category. This bat I like from Easton. Different price point too we've seen for 2019 as well than in years past, and we'll see how this bat goes. I still think their Project 3 Advance and their Project 3 Alpha and a new bat introduced that Easton has never done before, I think are going to be a little bit better in sales than this 13.6, but we will see. Next, we will have what is going to be called the Easton Fuse. So we're going to have a new bat in BBCOR. You're only going to see some of these bats in BBCOR. Actually, all these bats will only be found in BBCOR. So if you go like, you know, if your older guy is swinging a Fuse and you want your younger guy to swing a Fuse, right now they don't have that out, but I'm sure it's coming soon. So what we're going to have with the Fuse is we're going to have a combination that a lot of different manufacturers have jumped on board with, and I think you can kind of guess who kind of started that trend. So what we're going to have is going to be all alloy barrel bat with a composite end cap to it. So where have we seen that before? We've seen Rawlings do that. We've seen Louisville do that. So we've seen some of those different manufacturers come out with that combination. And what it does is it's all about the bat speed to create some power. And that's what ultimately is going on with this bat. So we're going to have that composite end cap. It's going to be called the Forged Composite End Cap. And then it's going to be all alloy barrel. Also, it's still going to have that custom lizard skin grip. And then this bat will have that power boost knob, which again is going to be that soft knob, which, I mean, I know it's a small little feature on some of these Easton bats, but seem to really like it. Kids like it in their hands. It feels comfortable, kind of sits on that bottom hand pretty nicely. And obviously, it's going to help with some power and driving through that ball as well. Really like this bat, the Fuse. I'm expecting kind of some big things out of it. It does come in some smaller sizes for that kid that's in that middle school team that's like, needs that 30-inch, needs that 31, they could use this bat. And I think you'll see some good things out of this Project 3 advanced lineup, but I like that Fuse. And then last but certainly not least, Easton does a real good job in this category. We've seen this bat be real popular. It's a new name to it, but it is going to be called the Alpha, which is going to be that one-piece all-aluminum bat. It will also have that speed end cap to it, but this one will carry a little bit more weight than the Alpha. I wouldn't call this an end-loaded bat, but it's almost like that kind of like... we've seen it with Louisville Slugger, not to obviously mention other brands, but we've seen it with Louisville Slugger with like their solo bat versus their Omaha bat. Nobody's going to say the Omaha's an end-loaded bat. It just isn't an end-loaded bat. But comparing the Omaha to the Solo will be that very balanced bat is what you'll find. So what you have from Easton is you have that super balance in the Fuse for the kid that needs bat speed to create power, and say for that college kid or high school kid that has a little bit more power, a little bit stronger, that wants a little bit more out of their bat, you're going to have the Alpha, which is, you know, we call that some brute strength. We saw it out of the Beast last year, and this replaces that Beast X bat we saw last year, whether it's that black and gold one or whether it's the white one. This bat replaces it, a little bit fancied up with obviously the Project 3, nice black and gold logo to it. We'll have that custom lizard skin grip, and then it will also not have that, you know, power boost knob. It will just have a regular knob to it, but still nonetheless a great bat. And does come in some smaller sizes as well for the kid that obviously is in that middle school age. So just real quick recap before we kind of sign off here. Easton Project 3 was developed in 2014. It was of the hopes to obviously come up with some new creative designs and new technology that Easton was going to release in 2019. So they wanted to give it 5 years and then release some of these new, obviously innovative technologies on the market. So we are going to see some new technology that we've never seen before, and so far so good. So first you're going to have their Project 3 Advanced, which is going to be their composite barrel, composite handle with that new ISO technology in that handle, and then obviously the barrel is going to be all composite. We will have that 13.6, which is going to be alloy barrel with the composite handle with that connection piece. And then we will also have the Fuse, which is going to be all alloy bat with the composite end cap, which we've seen other manufacturers do that technology before. And then we will also have, last but certainly not least, like I said, their Alpha Bat, which is an all one-piece aluminum design. Great looking bats, and you can find these all on Close Up Bats, where you could shop smart and you could save big bucks.